All right, here we go. 3, 2. Welcome to the After Two Beers podcast. I'm Dutch Dalton, joined as always by Kimmy Gibbler.
That's me.
Gibbler, we got a special show today.
Yes,
we haven't done
do.
this in like years. We're recording at an establishment that sells alcohol. This is what we used to do. This was our deal back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, this is how we got started. We're at the 911 Tavern in downtown Richmond, and we're being joined by, I don't know how else to describe you other than TikTok stars.
Oh.
Like, seriously, like if there is a Hall of Fame built one day for TikTok, you guys will be in there for sure.
Thank
and
you.
that is Blood and Vampira. Now, that's not obviously your real names, but we'll keep to that. I mean, that isn't on your birth certificate or anything, is it?
You never know.
Not yet, at least.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we'll get to you guys later. We're going to do an interview. We want you to join in with us on After Two Beers.
All right.
Don't worry. I admire the hell out of you guys.
Oh.
And I think you're true to yourselves and you enjoy what you do. And that's kick-ass in my book. So we're going to be, it's nothing but positives today.
All right.
All right. So what we are After Two Beers. Basically what Gibbler and I do, we have a couple drinks. And then we typically talk about things that you would talk about at a bar. Like the four of us are just hanging out.
All right.
And we do the beer for us because we feel like it takes the muffler off. You have a tendency to be a little bit more real, a little more live. And for the listeners, it's a little bit more funny that way. So that's why we do it.
Hopefully thher drinking so they think
That's
we're really
right.
funny.
And that's what we encourage our listeners to do is get a couple drinks in you because it helps make us more funny too. So exactly, you know, a drunk crowd is a good crowd
That's
for a
right.
moment.
That's right.
If you get a chance, make sure you check out after2beers.com. You can find links to our past episodes. You can also find links to some of the interviews we've done. And there's a very important button on that page. What is it, Gibbler?
That's the Patreon button.
What does that do?
So if you click that, then you get to help fund us, help keep this show going, put a little beer in our cup. And
Yeah, it's basically a tip jar. You guys have Patreon.
Yes.
Well, and we'll talk about that later for sure. We want to make sure we plug all your stuff. But do you guys like Patreon?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
very
it.
cool. We'll recommend you. We'll post all your stuff on our pages too. So if you get a chance, check these guys out. We also want to make sure we thank 911 Tavern for allowing us to be here today.
Oh, most definitely.
And a thank you to all of our Patreon sponsors. And I'm sure you guys want to thank yours.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you to each and every one of our sponsors out there on Patreon. We love you. Much love to y'all.
That's awesome, buddy. And also, lastly, and arguably most importantly, thank you to our buddy Kevin Shook, who, a part of Global Media Enterprises, allows us to set this up and got us together.
Yes.
And I'm excited.
I'm excited.
All right. So we're going to jump into what we typically do. We have we started this new segment called Am I the Asshole? And we find something on Reddit, and we read it off, and people listen to it, and then we determine, because for some reason we think our opinions matter, we determine whether or not we think they're the asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're not doing that today. I'm just plugging it. I'm hoping I'm going to get
Darn.
what we call in media like some pullover from some of your listeners.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but what we will do today is basically what we've done from the beginning is, again, it's like sitting at a bar. We're just going to talk about some funny news stories.
All right.
All right, and so I found 3 stories that I thought would be interesting fodder to talk about as we're sitting around drinking beers at a bar. All right? All
right.
And I'd love to get everybody else in on this too. If you've got comments, I'd love to hear it. All right, here's our first one. This is 1 in 8 men under the age of 35 have admitted to bringing condoms to a funeral.
Didn't they do something on Wedding Crashers where they had like the funeral crashers as well?
Oh, my God.
I love the upbeat, can-do attitude about, like, you just never know. And safety is an important part of life.
Yeah.
I mean,
1 in 8. Okay.
would that be the definition of morning wood?
Man, that's
Yeah.
a good one. You
Yeah.
guys think of that?
You know, I actually read it somewhere. I can't take credit for it. At least I'm not that guy. In a less morbid stat, about 1 in 4 millennials say they brought protection to their high school reunion. What do they do at reunions that I didn't do?
Yeah, I've never been to a reunion that's, yeah. Are you going to go do pull an orgy?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Boy, these millennials aren't so bad, maybe after all. You think they do it in the cafeteria?
I don't know.
You know,
Maybe
it's
on
gotta be
top
like-
of the lunch table.
Oh. I'm going to tell you, it's already my favorite show ever.
I wanted to join that class when I was in school.
What?
Their
orgy
teaching
class?
sex ed.
All right, here's another story, our second story here, and this one's very, very important to the world. And researchers at New York University did a study to figure out what people think are the perfect boobs. And they found that being symmetrical doesn't really matter that much. In other words, perfect boobs actually have some imperfections.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
All right.
Yeah, over 1,000 men and women were shown photos of 25 different sets of knockers and had to rate how attractive they were. Researchers took the top 5 with the best ratings, combined them into one image to show what perfect boobs supposedly look like. Not surprisingly, they're fairly perky, but not huge. This is the funniest story I've ever read. I can't believe that universities are like, we got to study this.
Hey, they're like, if we've seen one, we want to see them all.
Right? The study describes them as moderately sized. Now, the funny thing to me is, and I'm picturing, like, depending on the age of the guy that was doing this, I got to feel like every time they showed him a new picture, he went, oh, yeah, those are the best.
Every single pair.
But then again, all depending on what their age is, because men have different taste in boobs. So
That's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? And they also asked women, which honestly, I think women could admire women. Not, I mean, we're talking about some really interesting stuff on a podcast. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm trying to say. They can admire beauty in the form.
I can admire beauty really well.
Let me give you some insight. Some of us women have been jealous of some of our friends' boobs because
There you go.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, man, why are theirs so much better than mine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bam's got some nice ones, I will say. Look, she turned them to me. She's like, yeah.
LTS.
I think if I was in that study,
LTS, long titty syndrome. Oh my God.
don't flash. That's when you like flash people by pulling up the bottom of your dress.
Yeah. They're hanging at your knees. Hold on, guys. There you go.
I think this would have been the one time you'd actually want to do the test as a guy, like you're at the eye doctor. It's like 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Let me see 3 as well. Let me see 3.
Do you think that every time they like were they just like flashing or they were just like just
my
the
gosh.
boob?
I'm just picturing them sitting around like with a pen and paper just going, I like the color. The size is quite nice.
Well, would you look at that nip? Would you look at that nip?
Didn't bring her A game on that left nip.
Pink or brown.
Oh, I love this show. All right, here's our third and final story. And it involves condoms again. This is...
Man,
you know what?
you brought in the ringers today.
I did. I tried to find something I thought your audience would also enjoy.
Well, you tried to come in and be safe, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what?
always safe.
Read a room. That's what you got to do as an entertainer. An 85-year-old man in Japan got arrested last Sunday, this is true, for trying to steal 2 packs of condoms from a convenience store.
Wow.
I don't know that he needed it for protection.
Oh, you know
If
what?
you get something, you're probably gone soon anyway.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not what this is about. This dude's an old school Japanese pimp. And he's like, I'm not letting a female lock me down.
For the next 2 years.
He's like, I ain't sure how long I'm going to be around, but I ain't paying for no kitty care. That's exactly what this guy did.
Oh, well, on an off note, speaking of kitty care, have you heard that Al Pacino is 83 years old and
Yes.
expecting a kid?
It says
Yes.
like 7th, right?
I mean,
I think it's like his 7th. But man alive.
I feel sorry for the kid. I mean, I really do. He's not going to know his dad very long.
No, I got to be honest with
And
you.
I'm being serious.
When you first grabbed that microphone and said,
Kitty care.
let me tell you about kitty care, and I'm like, oh shit, they're
He
starting
thought
a
we
kitty
said-
care. They're starting a blood and vampire
Oh,
kitty care.
I was going a different route. I thought he meant like KITTIE care.
It's like a groomer.
like a groomer.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the interview section. That's what After Two Beers is. We're just hanging out, drinking, and having a good time. Now, this is all about you. This next part, and this is the part I'm sure everybody here is actually interested to hear. But introduce yourselves. Talk about how you got started. How many followers you have. How many views you've had. It's amazing.
You want to say? Okay. You always say, go, go, go. All right. I am Blood. I am one half of Vampira.910 on TikTok. My beautiful wife she is the Vampira. We got started in the COVID, when COVID broke out. And I was still streaming on YouTube at the time.
What were you streaming?
I did grow streams to help people grow their channels, to get help and stuff like that. That's what I used to do. And YouTube wasn't cutting it, man. They changed so many rules over there. And my wife decided to step away from YouTube, and she found TikTok. Well, my wife decided to put a few videos up. I'm going to say within about a week, she posted a video of her dancing to Pour Some Sugar on Me. And the views skyrocketed. I think she got over 500,000 views with like a week we've been on, she was on there.
So this is all your idea, really?
Yes. This is
You're
all
just
her.
eye candy.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm not even eye candy. I'm eye barf, okay?
So was that your first video then? Was the pour some sugar on me?
No, it was like the third, fourth video.
But was that the first one that took off then?
Yes.
And so it was just, what were you, when you came up with these ideas, were you just trying to have fun, or in the back of your mind did you think, I think people are going to enjoy these?
No, actually, I was just having fun.
That's awesome.
Everybody's stuck in the house at this point, and they're just like trying to
So what was the very
have
first
fun.
one?
Where
What was the very first video?
Oh, I know that one.
him,
Yeah.
DoorDash, and him going up and having to sing a song
Yeah.
to the customer.
They requested me to sing a song to them as I'm delivering food.
Do you
my
know what
God,
that
that's
song was?
To the window, to the wall, to the sweat
Oh,
drips down my balls. That was what I had to sing. I will never forget
Did
that.
they request it?
Yes,
I
they
didn't know you
requested.
could request this.
They
Oh
requested
my
the song.
God, I'm ordering DoorDash 3 times a day.
Hey.
And help you Leo get me
I'm not
right.
going to be honest with you, man. I love you, and I think you guys are doing amazing things, but you talking about dripping ball sweat as you hand me my food is not making me want to eat what's in that
I
bag.
am not hungry anymore.
Oh gosh.
Oh, so how many followers do you have now?
We have 429,000.3 or 400.
Do you track it daily?
Yeah.
I would too.
I
I'm
do.
that guy.
I am too. I'm a
Absolutely.
numbers guy.
So over 425,000.
29.
20. Yeah, over.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
Sorry.
rounded it. Yeah, I'm a TV radio
Who's
guy.
counting,
Yeah, right. He's like 0.3. It may be 0.4. Let me check.
He's bad on numbers.
I am. I'm a number guy. I am.
Oh, I love it. How many views have you had?
I think our most viral one that we've had went 4.6 million views. That was REO Speedwagon, I believe.
I think so.
Oh,
Take it on
everybody
a
loves
run.
some REO
Take it on a
Speedwagon.
run.
Take it on the run.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah,
What's your
Lost
total
Boys.
number?
Views?
Yeah.
Millions.
Oh, I mean hundreds of millions. I
Yeah.
think I looked it up one time, and you guys were already over 250 quarter billion views.
Damn.
Think about that.
How many videos are you posting a week? Would you
A
say
week, 5.
5?
We do one a day.
Okay.
We used to do 6 a day.
Yeah.
6 a day.
Dude, I kid you not. We used to get up at 11 p.m., get up and not get done until videos till like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
so you did them all at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we post them in the morning and be like, And she goes, "You ready to do some more?" No.
That had to be a rush. It really did,
It
especially
did.
when people are just starting to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt good. It did.
Are there songs you've done more than once?
Yes.
What's your most popular song?
I'm going to say Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses is really famous for that one. That video, it didn't go viral, but it should have. It only hit 600,000 views.
Only.
Poor bastard.
Only.
Poor motherfucker.
Only 600,000.
Only 600,000.
Now, I gotta ask, and I don't mean this in any weird way. How many wardrobe malfunctions have there been in the recording? Have you ever had to say, "Cut, baby, your boobies out. We gotta stop."
No, but what we have, I'm going to tell him the other night. We was recording at the hospital, okay, and Vent was wearing a mini skirt, and she decided to do black velvet. Her whole panties was open. I mean, they seen it all. And she's like, no, God, no. You know, don't post that. Redo. So we had to redo it. And instead of filming her straight on where God and everybody could see what she had, we had to move over just a little bit. And I mean, it didn't do justice for the video like it did head on. But, you know, we got the justice.
You should do a blur technique. That would be hilarious. Like, make it look like there was nothing there, but blur it out. Oh my God, that'd be the greatest video ever.
Hell yeah. Vant, come on, get your tits out.
I gotta tell you, you should be marketing your spaghetti straps because whatever those things are made out of, I mean, you could tow a boat with them.
Steel. Did you see the Wobble Baby video we did?
I don't know. I've seen so many of
I
them.
have not
She
seen
did it
all
in
of them,
this
but
shirt, and she was wobbling all the way down the street, and I don't see how in the hell the shirt did not fall down.
You were hoping for it.
I was hoping. I was praying. Please, God.
He never loved gravity so much as he did that day.
I'm telling you, man.
Do you have your next video already played? Like, how far in advance do you plan these things?
Right on spot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You just like random music and then, yeah.
do you ever go, ooh, I know what costume would go better with
Yep.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
That's me.
Yes, that's Vamp. In a
Is that your
heartbeat.
biggest budget? Is costumes and
Yeah.
accessories and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You used to see our basement.
Yeah, it's nothing.
There's nothing but costumes.
Yeah. Now, I got to know, I mean, you've got tons and tons of people that follow you on the regular.
Yeah.
What's some of the weird shit they've asked you to do?
Asked me to wear my underwear for a week and ship them to them.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty.
You know what would have been hilarious is you should have let him wear them and then ship those.